is my freedom? Where did I put it? Where did I put my freedom? It's like it's like I lost it somehow. I don't know where that freedom is. You guys find your freedom lately? I can't find mine. I can't find it.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Glam Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about concentration on one muscle group and can that be advantageous for muscle growth at certain times in your training? Mountain. So one of the reasons why I think this is worth addressing is that there's no doubt that a lot of times people will teach about one method or one type of training program and say that training program is the epitome of what is good for natural bodybuilders, or the epitome of training programs in order to make sure that you're getting muscle mass. But one thing I will say is that each training program is going to have its advantages and disadvantages. And the one thing I can say about high frequency training and whole body workouts, the disadvantage is that you are hitting the central nervous system so often, and you are hitting the major muscle groups so often, that sometimes this will have a taxing effect on the overall system, and therefore it may lead to overtraining at times. And I talked about this in one of my other videos about when to change your workout program. But the one point about it that I want to highlight is that when you train one muscle group and concentrate all the blood in that area and all the muscle tissue breakdown, one could argue that that muscle will have a different type of stimulation from that type of training than, say, getting hit a few times a day with lower amounts of volume and never really getting fully saturated with blood and inflammation and muscle breakdown, right? Because when you do a lot of sets, there's no doubt that there is more muscular breakdown. When you're doing 10 sets as opposed to 3 sets, there's going to be a different level of trauma in that area. And when you have a different level of trauma, that is a different level of stimulation. And sometimes more stimulation is needed, and then more inflammation in order to cause that overcompensation from the body in order to make that muscle grow or adapt. So that's why I really advocate changing the way you train. Even if you're getting great results from one type of training, I encourage you to stay with that as long as you want, but at some point you'll realize that you'll start to contradict what worked for you before, because sometimes the opposite will work better than what got you to where you are. It's crazy, right? I mean, that's why it's so important to keep an open mind when it comes down to your training, because like today, for instance, I just went in the gym, meaning the garage, and I did about 9 sets of biceps, right? I did about 5 or 6 sets of incline bicep curls, and then I did about 3 sets of bicep curls in the squat rack with the barbell. Now, I can do it in a squat rack, so don't give me shit about that. I can do it in a squat rack because it's in my gym, in my house, with nobody else around, right? So I can curl in the squat rack, so don't give me shit about it. Yeah, take that. So anyway, I did 9 sets, and it felt like there was just this amazing stimulation in the bicep that I hadn't gotten in a long time. And the reason why is because with the high frequency workouts where I'm training the body parts a lot, I have a tendency to be able to skim over the body parts and just stimulate efficiently, but not absolutely totally stimulate, right? Some people call it annihilation, but I feel it is necessary once in a while to annihilate the body parts with a little bit more volume than you're used to, even if you need a little bit more days off. So again, everybody's got to mix and match this depending on their genetics, depending on what they need in that time period in their training as well, because different people are at different stages. But I'm not going to tell you that a high volume bro split will give you no results, because in some cases it will give you more results than what you've gotten already. So that said, I never believe in sticking to one type of split forever. And I think that's where the mistake is with a lot of people. They'll do a bro split and they'll get a certain amount of results, and then they'll stay with that for 5-6 years, even when they've plateaued a bit. And that would be the main mistake, I think. It's not the fact that the person did the bro split in the first place. It's not the fact that they did the 3-day split or 4-day split. It's the fact that they got stuck and they stayed there rather than making a change. Now, somebody just made a comment underneath my last video, and they said they've been doing a certain type of training program and it's been working for a period of time, but now they plateaued, but they're so scared of losing what they have, and that's why they don't want to change workout programs. And I'm going to tell you, the fear of loss is going to cause you to stagnate in your training. You need to get over that fear, because that fear will constrain you and keep you in a prison. I mean, look at the world right now. The world right now, the reason why we're, so many people are in prison right now, pretty much, we're all locked down and all this, it's because they're in fear and they believe that fear. I'm really free from fear, honestly. Honestly, I'm free from my fear. But not in this forest. No, I don't think so. I'll get over my fear tomorrow. So if you want freedom and if you want results, you have to overcome your fear, meaning don't believe the fear bullshit, right? If you're not getting results, just make a change, try something new, and be an innovator. And this is what's going to cause you to discover new things about your body and to make adaptations. Now, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but you can be open at least to trying some suggestions that possibly I make, or maybe somebody that you respect makes, right? Because you might not respect what I'm saying, but maybe somebody out there that has a great physique or something like that, you might respect what they have to say about it. And I encourage you to try some of the techniques and see how they apply to you, if they work or if they don't. Maybe they don't. But only through trying will you learn and adapt and evolve through this whole bodybuilding process. And you will be surprised, because sometimes when you break free of your mental pattern and the fear that's keeping you locked in that, then massive results can come. My big thing was I was stuck on 3-day splits. When I was like 18 years old, I was like, oh no, the 3-day split, that's the new truth, right? That's the thing, that's the best thing. And then when I went to a higher frequency training program, I got exponential results, right? I got way more results. And then of course, then you start to land on that sort of rock, and then you say, oh, this is the only way to train. This is the only way to train. And then you start to realize, hey, wait a second, I should do a higher volume workout just for something different. And then you do that, and then you get more results from that. So each thing feeds into the other. It's more about what is needed at what time for you in your training. And a lot of times, it's such a simple thing, but a lot of times the thing that you haven't done for a long time is the very thing you need to do in order to get to the next level of results. So yeah, I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. And if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalglambodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.